I grew up in the country on a farm and learned a lot of things from my family. One of the things that I remember very vividly was that when we had problems, um, whether it was with the weather, with the crops, or even other things that can't get along with our brothers or sisters or the people that we know in school, my parents would always say, "Don't worry, God will provide." And I remember that to this day. So as life went on, there became a period in my life when I started to experience some significant distress, concerns, a lot of stress between work and home, and problems that I was having a difficult time understanding how to get those in the places they should be and the priorities they should be in my life. And I think back to when that happened and all the problems that it was causing, not only to myself, whether it was my health or the people that were directly around me, but to others that I interacted with. And I continued to look for a way to deal with this. How can I compartmentalize these problems? How can I get my stress level down? And at one point, it came to me to ask a lady that I knew from church. I didn't know her well, I just knew her by name. She had perhaps been in one of the Bible classes or I had seen her around church, but I really wasn't sure. But something came to me to go reach out to her. So I looked her up in the directory at church and gave her a phone call and said, "Hey, can we have a coffee? I want to talk to you about something." And she said, "Sure." And so we met for coffee, and I felt comfortable telling her what was going on in my life. And I don't know why that was, because typically I don't like to talk about myself or anything that's personal. I like to keep all that really inside. And so I explained what was going on in my life and all the problems and the stress and difficulties I was having getting it straight in my head and my behaviors and my life. And she, of course, prayed with me. And then she said, "Do you say the rosary?" And I said, "Well, I've done that on and off as a kid, but not of any consistency." And so she said she reached into her purse and she handed me this little booklet, and it was called "Praying the Rosary Without Distractions." And I'd never seen it, but I looked at it, and she said, "Take this and start praying the Rosary every day." So I did that. I could follow the instructions very easily, and I had no better idea what to do. So I started praying the Rosary every day, and I don't recall exactly when it happened, but it was very quickly, within days. I'll say within days. All of a sudden, I felt this peace come over me, and all the stress, all the problems, all the troubles that were going on around me didn't bother me. I would be able to sleep soundly. I'd get up. I wasn't having difficulties with interaction with people around me, and this peace, it came to me, and I've had that peace ever since. And of course, I continue to pray the Rosary because I've learned over the years the power that it has not only on our life but on the lives of the people around us. So today, and the things that are going on in the world around us, they continue to get very difficult. I continue to pray and would recommend, if you have troubles in your life or problems that you're unsure what to do with, think about praying with others, praying the Rosary. God will always provide, and Jesus and his mother can bring us the peace and hope that we need in our lives.